It's nice. Yeah. Thank you, Jimmy. Hey, thank you, everybody. Everybody here in the studio audience. Thank you for being there at home on MyZTV. And hey, thank you, Jimmy, for getting the door. I'm not going to back up.
There was the time they did the Halloween show, and Jamie came out in, I don't know if you've seen the movie Borat, but he came out in the Borat mankini that they had in the movie, and I actually got some comments about that one. Some people, you know, I was flipping through the channels and I saw a man in this outfit, and so they've done some interesting stuff. Had some really interesting guests on. Phil Feaster, the world's strongest man. They just had Jim Justice, who's going to be on coming up soon. He's the man from the Greenbrier that put the golf tournament together. It was on national TV last summer from the Greenbrier. You know, they've had Jamie Oliver. They've had Miss West Virginia. They've had a number of comedians. We had comedian Andy Dick on the show, who came to Huntington, and within about 7 or 8 hours after being on the show, he got arrested in Huntington, and it made national news. So we've had Pauly Shore. So you know, they've really had some impressive guests on the show.
2009 was a really good year for us. Like I said, we got our True HD station, and we also had some really good guests that year. The first one that comes to mind is Pauly Shore. Pauly Shore isn't as big as he used to be. I know it's horrible to say, but in the late or early 90s, mid 90s, he was MTV. I mean, you didn't turn on MTV without seeing Pauly Shore. He did all their spring break stuff. He did comedy tours. He was a celebrity. He was very big, and he came to the Huntington Funny Bone back in 2009, and we were fortunate and lucky enough for him to commit and come to our show. And it was great because he's been in the business since he was born. His mom owned a comedy shop in Hollywood, so he's been around celebrities and around the entertainment business all his life. And for him to tell us what we do here is exactly what they do in LA and New York, by running the show, by producing, by directing, camera shots. I mean, what we do is identical. He told us that. It was amazing. We also had Andy Dick later that year, another very funny comedian that was very polite and nice and just a great guest. And Jamie Oliver, the British celebrity chef, was here. He brought his own crew, which was really funny. At 7 o'clock in the morning, I come into work, and there's 3 people working in the hallways getting things ready. And then by 9:30, when he showed up, there was probably like 75 people here. Camera, producers, directors, everyone running up and down the hallways, making sure everything was ready to go for our show. And plus the students. The students produced my show, but they were also shooting his show too. So he was a really entertaining and a different guest. It was really fun.